Okay, so it's the trendy thing to say right now is Super Bowl or bust for Kyle Shanahan. Super Bowl or bust this winter in a theater near you. Is
It
it
was the
really
look.
super?
It was the look in the post game when you got like super close and got that serious. Yeah. The LeBron
I
look
don't
that
know.
everybody
I don't
posts
know
of
why I
you.
need to do that. Is it really Super Bowl or bust for Kyle Shanahan? This.
Can you not look in my eyes when you say the word
Sorry,
bust? That's I don't.
man. This is a family show.
It is. I agree. So don't do that.
All right.
Is it really Super Bowl or bust for Kyle?
Damn. That was
I don't
unfortunate.
think that it is, Grant. I don't. Here's what I think it is. It is NFC Championship or bust for Kyle because the way that I see it is if they make it to the NFC Championship or further, preferentially further, they can talk their way out of that. But if they chose Brock Purdy over, essentially, they went from Jimmy Garoppolo to Brock Purdy is really what's happened here. Jimmy Garoppolo has set the tone that he could make it to NFC championships and Super Bowls. Brock Purdy made it to an NFC championship, but if they fall short and lose in, let's say, the divisional round this year, that's where people are going to be like, hold on, now we're going backwards. We were sold that this was the best team in the league. You finally got your quarterback, and we've taken a step backwards. I think that's really where people will lose it. If they can at least hold serve to the NFC championship, people will be upset, but I don't think that's going to put him on the hot seat, in my opinion. Divisional or worse puts him on the hot seat by the ownership.
Maybe. I mean, it feels like if they make it to the NFC Championship game and lose again, it'll be disappointing. But you probably won't get fired for going to the NFC Championship game 3 years in a row. You're right. But I just feel like the expectations are so high, and I think they're out of excuses. And they said they have the quarterback they want, and they got rid of the quarterback they didn't want, and Niner fans are upset about that. Like, it feels like if this season is a disappointment in any way, people will be a little bit more upset than they realize. And not just fans, but the locker room and the ownership. I think everyone has an expectation of where this team can go, can do. And if they fall short again, and they can't even reach where they fell last year, where they got to last year, I think there's going to be more bitter feelings, resentment, anger than maybe people realize. And I think you're seeing it right now. There's a lot of anger. They haven't even played a game, man. They could go 17-0 this year. And you got people saying, I'm never rooting for this team again. There's something off. Niner fans are ready to pounce on this coach. Give them a reason. And the reason could be going, like losing in the first round of the playoffs after getting the 1 seed. Going 14-3 and then blowing it in the play. Who knows what it is? But if they have a down season in any way, they fall short of expectations. The expectations couldn't be any freaking higher. It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting. I feel like they can talk their way out of things if they can make the NFC Championship again. Like, how do you really put somebody on the hot seat that's been to 3 straight NFC Championships? 4 times in the last 5 years they've been to the NFC Championship or further. I think that's a really tough.
Maybe it's NFC Championship game or bust. But if they lose in the divisional round, I feel like there's going to be many more media members criticizing Kyle. And I think one of the things that the Yorks like about Kyle is that he was sort of uncriticizable for the last 7 years. They took a lot of criticism. They were ridiculed for the Harbaugh, Jim Tom Sula, Chip Kelly 3-year debacle. Kyle Shanahan gave him credibility, but he's starting to erode at his own credibility because it's not that he hasn't found the right quarterback. Like, he's wildly flailing around from one to the next with no rhyme or reason, and people are starting to notice. So it's going to be interesting to see if Brock Purdy goes and plays 17 games, plays well, develops him, keeps him healthy, and they lose in the NFC Championship game. Probably won't fire him, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Well, I think the other possibility is you make the NFC Championship game and you find out throughout that process that you don't have the franchise quarterback. Does that put the same pressure on him? I'm not sure. Or does a pivot to Kirk Cousins work? I don't know.
I wouldn't let him pivot to Kirk Cousins. If Kyle Shanahan because you'd have to go to the owner, right? And be like, look, Jed, remember that time I told you to spend 3 first-round picks so we could trade for Trey Lance and you spent $30 million for him to get developed, but I never developed him or did my homework, and then we traded him for a 4th-round pick. I'm sorry. Really apologize for that. But now I'd like to ask you for like $100+ million guaranteed so we could sign old Kirk Cousins. What do you say? And Jed's going to be like, if he has any self-respect, no.
So he'll
No.
say yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He'll say yes.